Today we will see the first part of the basic networking commands. In today's session, we are going to see the basic networking commands such as ipconfig, ipconfig/all, nslookup, ping, and traceroute. We will now see how to use the commands in the command prompt. To use the basic networking commands, we are required to go to the command prompt. To go to the command prompt, just click on the start menu and type cmd. If you type cmd, the command prompt option is shown under programs. The command window is now before us. Now we can give the command so that this command prompt accepts the commands and gives the result whatever we want. The first command that I am going to use is not a networking command. This command is just for increasing the readability of the command prompt. The command is color space C. The text color is changed now. Now I'll give you a shortcut, help color. When you give help and color, you can see various color codes that are shown. We will go with the color code B. It is light aqua. So I will give color space B. Yeah, I think this is fine now. For better readability only, I have changed this color. If you are not aware of the color command, so this is a bonus for you. Just know it. Now, the first command for the day is seeing the IP configuration details. To see the IP configuration details, we are required to give the command ipconfig. Once we give ipconfig and press enter, we will get the IP configuration details of the computer. I have not established the local area network using Ethernet cable. Here I have established the local area network through Wi-Fi LAN adapter. So I am getting internet connectivity through my Wi-Fi router. Now just see what is the IPv4 address of this computer or this interface. The IP address of this computer is 192.168.29.173. And if you observe, every IP address is always accompanied by a subnet mask. We will see about subnet mask elaborately in the subnetting part of the series. Now for time being, just know every IP address is always accompanied by the subnet mask. And this subnet mask only determines who are the neighbors in our network. If this computer wants to contact other computers in our local area network, so it can be done easily. But if this computer wants to contact a computer which is not in our local area network, it needs to hit the router. So the router's IP address is 192.168.29.1. Please note, our computer's IP address is 192.168.29.173 and the router, the first router our computer hits, it is 192.168.29.1. I hope you can correlate this with the scenario which we had seen in the previous lecture. Default gateway means the IP address of the first router it is hitting. This router will be normally in our vicinity only. So please note, the IP address of the first router it is going to hit is 192.168.29.1. I request you to please make a note of the IP address of this computer and the IP address of the router, the first router that we are hitting, that is the default gateway. So when any packet wants to go to a different network, say from this computer if I want to access google.com, it is a different network. So this computer will send the data or the request to the default gateway, that is this router. And it becomes the responsibility of that router to forward the data or the request to other routers and ensure that the request has reached the destination. So far we have seen the IP config details, that is the IP protocol. So we know this IP stands for Internet Protocol. So this is the layer 3 information we are accessing. Layer 3 means IP address related information. Now if you want layer 2 information, that is what is the MAC address of this computer that is currently used. To know the MAC address of this computer, so we are required to give ipconfig/all. So this all will give you the MAC address details. Now this computer is connected to the wireless LAN. We are concerned about this wireless LAN adapter only. So we will see where is the physical address. Yes, here is the physical address. The physical address of this computer is 94-39-E5-E7-4C-4D. So any packet that goes from this computer, it uses this address in the layer 2, that is the data link layer. It uses this address in layer 3 because this is the IP address. So network layer uses this address and data link layer uses this address. So far we have seen ipconfig and ipconfig/all. Now we will see the remaining 3 commands. I think it's good to clear the screen. So to clear the screen, I am issuing the command cls. cls clears the screen. Now we will see the third command, that is nslookup. Just imagine, if you want to access google.com, how will we do that? We will open a browser. In the address bar of the browser, we will give www.google.com and we will give enter. So in the data link layer, our computer has to put source MAC address and the destination MAC address. And in the network layer part, it has to put our computer's IP address and the destination computer's IP address. But as a user, we have given only the name of the computer which we are going to access. That is www.google.com. We did not mention the IP address of google.com. But our computer actually is in a need of IP address in order to put the IP address in the network layer part. But user has given only name of the computer, not the IP address. How this is resolved? So there is a concept in our networking, that is domain name servers. So whenever any name is given, the domain name servers responds the corresponding IP address for the name that is given. For example, if we give www.google.com, the DNS server, that is the domain name server, replies with the IP address of google.com. If we want to access nesoacademy.org, we will be just giving www.nesoacademy.org in the browser. But computer needs IP address. So DNS comes into the picture and resolves the name into IP addresses. Now we will ask the DNS server what is the IP address of nesoacademy.org. Now we will give the command nslookup. nslookup, we can ask the DNS server for IP address for the given server. Suppose if we want to know the IP address of nesoacademy.org, we will just give the name of the server that we want to access. So we want to access www.nesoacademy.org and it has given the IP address of this server is 192.169.217.12. Now we got the IP address of the Neso Academy server. When any packet wants to come out of this computer, when user supplies only name, DNS comes into action and converts the name or resolves this name into its corresponding IP addresses. So far we have seen three commands: ipconfig, that is to view the IP configuration details; ipconfig/all, that is to know the physical address and other details; and the third command is nslookup. So it is used to query the DNS server to get the IP address for the given names, for the computer names. For the computer name www.nesoacademy.org, the IP address is now resolved by the DNS server. Now we know the IP address of nesoacademy.org is 192.169.217.2. Now we will check whether our computer is able to reach Neso Academy computer. To do this, just press Ctrl C to come out of this nslookup command. So Ctrl C aborts the current execution. And now we will check whether our computer and nesoacademy.org computer are reachable. To do this, I am giving the command ping space the IP address of this computer. So we can give the name of the computer as well as the IP address of the computer. We know the IP address of nesoacademy.org is this. So we will just mark this. I'll just copy this IP address and let me paste this IP address here. So I am issuing the command ping 192.169.217.12. It means I want to check whether nesoacademy.org is reachable from my computer. After issuing this command, press enter. So what this computer does, it sends 4 packets to nesoacademy.org, and if you observe, we got 4 replies from that server, that is Neso Academy server. So this computer has sent 4 packets and we received 4 acknowledgements. So obviously there is no loss because 4 packets are sent and we received 4 acknowledgements. So there is no loss. So ping is a very handy command to check whether 2 computers are reachable or not. Now we will try to reach some non-existing computers. This IP address is not existing in our network. So it is trying to send 4 packets. So it is sending packet number 1, packet number 2. Now you could see it has not received any acknowledgement for that packet. So 4 packets are sent. You could see 4 packets are sent and no acknowledgement is received. So received is equal to 0. So how many packets are lost? 4 packets are lost. So 4 packets whatever this computer has sent has not reached the destination. This is the destination. So we get 100% loss here. So we can also use ping command like this. Ping www.facebook.com. You could see we are able to get reply from facebook.com. You could see this is the IP address of that computer and this is an IPv6 address. So far we have seen ipconfig, ipconfig/all, nslookup and ping. Now we will see the traceroute command. So let me clear the screen. First let me know the IP address of nesoacademy.org. How to find the IP address of nesoacademy.org? We will query NSLOOKUP. We will ask what is the IP address of nesoacademy.org. Actually, the Neso Academy has this website. So when I give enter, we could notice that Neso Academy is having this IP address. Let me mark and copy this IP address. Yes, I have copied. Now let me give Ctrl C. I have aborted the operation on NSLOOKUP. Now let me clear the screen. Yes, I have cleared the screen. Now I will trace the route, how the packet from my computer is reaching the destination computer. So we have a command called traceroute. In Windows, it is Tracert. When you go for other operating system, the command is different. Now I am concerned about Windows only. So I'll issue Tracert. RT stands for root. Some people will say this like Tracert. No problem. The command is Tracert or Tracert. Whatever you want, you can call accordingly. You can call the name of the command as per your wish, but I will go with traceroute, Tracert. After giving Tracert, we have to give the IP address of the computer or the name of the computer we want to trace. So I am concerned about tracing the root of nesoacademy.org. We know very well that this is the computer which I am currently working is an end device because this is the last point in the communication and Neso Academy server is the end point in the other side. So in between my computer and nesoacademy.org, there are many routers, intermediary devices available. This Tracert command shows several details about the path that a packet takes from one device to another. So in this case, it is going to show several details about the path that is taken by a packet from this computer to Neso Academy server. Now if I press enter, you could notice that this is a different network because the IP address of the current computer that I am working is very different and this is the computer that Neso Academy is using. So I want to trace the route from my computer to this computer. So this is belonging to a different network. So obviously the packet that is generated from my computer should reach the default gateway, that is the first router. I have requested you make a note of the default gateway. For traceroute command says the first router that it is hitting is 192.168.29.1. And this is the second router, third router, fourth router. We could see the packet from this computer is taking, as of now it is 11 routers, 12th router it has hit and it has hit 13th and 14th router. Now the trace route is complete. From this computer to nesoacademy.org, it involves 14 hops. So this command takes a maximum of 30 hops and you could see what is the IP address of the intermediary devices or the routers it is hitting. First it is hitting this router, that is the default gateway. From this default gateway it is going to another router with this IP address 100.90.247.1 and that router is forwarding that packet to this router, this and finally we could see the IP address of the nesoacademy.org is reached. So this is the IP address of nesoacademy.org. So in 14th hop, our packet has reached the destination. So traceroute command shows several details like some timings and the IP addresses, some names. So let us not focus more on this part now. Let's have a basic idea about this command. So traceroute shows several details about the path that a packet takes from one computer or one device to another device. And that's it guys. I hope now you are clear with the basic commands like ipconfig, ipconfig/all, ping, traceroute and nslookup. I hope the session is informative and thank you for watching.